All right, so you guys are brothers, correct?
Yes, we
and
are.
you all grew up in Bowling Green, just down the road.
Yes, we did.
So tell me, how does Cage the Elephant get together in Bowling Green? I know it's kind of small, not a whole lot to do there.
Well, first off, me and Brad's mom and dad had sex a couple different times.
Is that how that works?
Yeah.
I've always wondered
That's
about
how brothers are made.
Really?
Yeah, and then we met, and then we just went to high school with the rest of the guys. So.
Right on. Now, you guys have been doing a lot overseas, correct?
Yeah, we were over there for like a year and 8 months. Whoa. Yeah. I thought I'd give the mic to Brad, let him talk for a while.
He gave it to me at the wrong time. I had nothing to say.
You had nothing. You were caught, weren't you?
Yeah.
I'm a sharing kind of guy.
So, a lot of people don't know this, but your self-titled album, Cage the Elephant, it was actually released overseas, right? First, is that how that worked? Like over a year ago?
Yeah, that's correct.
And now you guys already have some tracks for our next album?
Yeah, we actually just wrapped it up in the studio. We have like 14 or 15 songs. I'm going to try to trim that down to like 12,
Yeah.
13.
You're going to let us marinate with this one for a while. I mean, it's just amazing. Your music slays me. As a matter of fact, I don't know if you guys remember this, but you came to the studio at the Buzz one day. And I was in the next room. You were talking with Troy Hansen. And you were just jamming on your guitar. And I stopped what I was doing, and I was like, who is that? I went home and did all kinds of research on you guys. Just absolutely amazing music.
Well, thank you. Ooh, I took it away from Matt. That's,
You did. So do you guys fight as brothers being on the road
He robbed
together?
me. I was ready to say something that was very profound and deep, and he took the mic and he stole
Way to go. Way to go.
He stole the moment.
No, we don't fight.
You don't?
We carry a baby pool around and we put KY jelly in it and do weekly wrestling, so we don't fight.
Is that how you get your aggression out?
Yeah.
You know, it's funny because actually Jared's dad called me on the radio station not too long ago requesting your song. So your parents are definitely
When
big
you said
fans.
Jared's dad called me, I didn't know where you were going with
He
that.
asked me out to
Honestly,
dinner,
I was
the whole
like,
nine
Bill,
yards."
you sly man.
So you guys have spent a lot of time in Nashville. Is this kind of like a second home to you? Do you feel you've been here a lot in our local scene, Bonnaroo, all of it?
Yeah, I mean, some of the guys that live here, most of the guys live in Nashville, so it is home to us, you know. Well, that was the question, wasn't it?
I think you answered it pretty much.
Okay, cool.
Well, I got to ask you, Matt, you're known for shaking things up, and you like to do that. I mean, I got to ask you about the red devil suit that said F Satan walking through Nashville.
Oh,
what was that about?
That wasn't a suit.
It was a shirt?
I was just wearing a pair of underwear, and I painted my body red.
Just with your underwear on?
Yeah, well, Daniel Johnston in the DVD, The Devil and Daniel Johnston, he was wearing a T-shirt that said, you know, screw Satan or whatever. So that was like my that was my shout out to Daniel Johnston or whatever.
Well, you guys grew up in pretty conservative backgrounds. How do your parents receive it? I mean, because you're fairly young, you're a new band, you're all of a sudden catapulted into this great success. I mean, how do they? What are their thoughts, and do they worry about you guys out on the road?
Well, they actually drown themselves to death. No, actually, they're really supportive. Like, Wicked's grandparents even come out to our Nashville shows, and they're like the first people there. They're like, Matt's like painted red with that on his chest. They're like, you are such nice boys.
That's funny.
That's amazing. So tell me a little bit about Ain't No Rest for the Wicked. I read that the characters in that song were actually inspired by people that you know or have come into contact with.
Well, not everybody in the story, but I'm sure there's people in the world like those people in the song somewhere. But I don't know, I was working as a plumber in construction, and I was working with this guy who was like selling drugs to make money on the side, or maybe he was working in construction to make money on the side, I don't know, whatever. But he would complain a lot about wanting to get out of selling drugs, and that one day I just said, you know, why don't you just walk away from it? And he said, man, there's no rest for the wicked. So I wrote it down on a piece of paper, and it kind of sat around for a little while, and then one day I was on my way home from work, and I picked up a hitchhiker, and I don't know, the girl seemed to be kind of, she was very sexually suggestive in her mannerism and like things she said, and I just kind of came to the conclusion she was a prostitute, and I started like really like degrading her in my mind and tearing her down, and I don't know, caught myself and had to take a step back and just like, wait a second, everybody has things about themselves that, you know, they wouldn't necessarily want people to know, and this girl just happens to wear them on the outside. And I was like, you know, everyone